Let's take a look at how we can make an interactable lamp in Unity like this one, where if I tap E on it, it toggles it on and off, but if I aim and tap E just a little to the side, it doesn't work. And also if I back up, but I'm still looking at it, I'm not close enough, so it still doesn't work. Okay, in terms of scene setup, the only thing we have here is a lamp, and it has a point light on it, and if I enable it and disable it, that turns the light on and off. The first thing I'm going to do is create a new mono behavior script, and we're just going to call this player interact. And then I'm also going to create another mono behavior script, and I'm just going to call this one lamp. Next, I'm going to attach the lamp script onto the lamp component that has the collider on it. So that's this middle one here. And I also want to make sure that it's tagged as lamp, which that will become obvious what we're doing in a moment. And I'm going to go to my first person controller, and I'm going to attach this player interact script on there and go ahead and open it up in Visual Studio Code. What I basically want to do is create a script that will be reusable and I can use to actually interact with more than just a lamp. So to start off with, I'm going to make a serialized field, private string array, and I'm just going to call this interactable strings, or actually interactable tags would be a better name. And then I'm going to create a serialized field, private float, and we're just going to call this interact length, and I'm going to set that equal to 3f as a default. And then before anything else, we're just going to create a private onDraw gizmos selected, and we're going to set a gizmos color to blue, color.blue, and then we're going to say gizmos.drawLine, and then we're going to open parentheses, type transform.position as our starting point, and then for the 2, we're going to type transform.position plus transform.forward times our interact length. And what this is going to do is just help us see visually what the actual length of our interactions are for our player. So that's this little blue line here, and if I increase this interact length, we're going to see that, okay, the player can interact with objects further away or closer to them. I think 3 works kind of okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave it at that. And we also have to be clicking on the player in order to see this line because we are using onDraw gizmos selected. There we go, line disappears, line appears. Now, to determine if we're actually interacting with the lamp or another interactable object, we're going to create a private void update. And here we're going to use some raycasting. So first, we'll just use if input.getKeyDown, not key up, key down. And then we can just use keyCode.e as my interact key. If we press the E button, we're going to send out a raycast. So we can type physics.raycast all, and then we can type transform.position as our ray's starting point. Transform.forward is the direction the ray is going to go. For the distance, we're just going to type interact length, and that should be enough because we don't really care about what layers it's hitting in this case. We're also going to save that to a raycast hit array, and we're just going to call that hits. And then we're going to say if hits.length is greater than 0, that means we have hit something. So we're going to loop through all the hits. We're going to do a for each loop. So for each raycast hit, hit in hits. And then we're going to do another embedded loop within this for each statement. And we're going to say for each string tag in interactable tags. And now we just need to compare if the tag of the object hit is equal to one of our interactable tags. So we can say if hit.transform.compare tag is equal to tag, then that is a valid hit. And then we can do, well, there's different ways to do this, but I'm going to do it in kind of a generic way. And I'm going to call hit.transform.sendMessage, and we can just call a method we haven't created yet called onPlayerInteract. And then we can also break the loop because we have found a valid object to hit. And basically what we're going to do now is open up the lamp script, and we're going to create this method. So we're just going to get rid of start and update, and we're going to create a private void onPlayerInteract. And we'll also need, of course, a reference to our game object, which is the light source. And over here, we can just toggle it on and off. So we're just going to say light source dot set active, and we're going to set that to whether it's already active or not in the hierarchy. So exclamation mark light source.active self. So basically if it's off, turn it on, and if it's on, just turn it off. Back in Unity on our player, we'll need to go into this interactable tags and type in lamp as one of the tags we want to interact with. And then we're also going to go to the lamp script, and we're just going to attach this light source on here, and then we can hit play and give that a try. So if I walk over to the lamp, yeah, I can tap E on and off, and if I aim away from it, it doesn't work, and if I back up, it again doesn't work. I will just mention the nice thing about doing it this way, I've done it here, is if I add a door as another one, because I do actually have a door object over here, as long as my door has a script on it and it has that on player interact method on there with the collider, then it also just works. I don't really need to do anything else to the player interact script. So thanks very much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll put this player interact script in my GitHub, which will be as a link in the comments. See you next time.